Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Totally Pointless Podcast. This is part 2 of the life, the universe, and everything. So I'm going to continue talking about some stuff, maybe ramble on a little bit about some other things like usual. So let's get the ball rolling. So I'm going to discuss the three-eye, also known as Atlas, comet slash UFO. I strongly believe it's a UFO, just because, just the way it's been traveling, and it's just massive size as well, and and just the sheer speed of it. I mean, it's just like coincidentally just buzzing through the entire solar system and not even hitting a single like it planned this path out perfectly. But this isn't the first one that they had another one that was not as big. I can't pronounce it. Umanusha. I don't know. I see it as a scout. So it's basically it sent out to scout before this bigger one followed. This one is more of, I'd say, a defense vehicle, because we didn't shoot down the other one, so they're coming with this one just in case because they're gonna try to, and hopefully we'll intercept this one so that we can see what get a closer view. Because if it passes without us actually getting an observation of it up close, or intersect with it with our equipment we have, or I necessarily don't think that it's going to be a threat. I mean, if they wanted to destroy us, they would have already done it many years ago, and eons. They should be more afraid of us just because of the way we are with dissecting and observating of them, and how we're more violent than they probably would be. So with that being said, I strongly believe that they're a friendly race beings, and this is not going to be the last vehicle they send. If things go well, they'll probably have a third one that will be the one they actually use to make themselves known to us. If they feel that it's the right time. If it's not the right time, they're gonna just wait, because ideally they're making sure we're not going to do anything to cause destruction and stuff, because they gotta really plan things out efficiently, and who knows, they might just have to blend in like they've been doing, and test the waters, because just the state of the world right now, it's pretty crazy. But yeah, I'm still wondering I got a lot of questions, so this, we don't even know if we're awake or sleeping at this point. It's we could be living in a simulation for all we know, and I'm not meaning simulation a computer program or anything like that, but more you could say purgatory, if you want to, for terms of religion and stuff. Purgatory, that we're basically just going through this. Everything's going to be feeling off until we basically reach that point where it's time for us to wake up, and which would be, as we would call it heaven. I mean, I don't know if because there's different beliefs that believe in different things, nirvana, or there's different determinations, but we're not in hell. This is just, we're more in between the states. And once we figure out the exactly, like, if we don't change, I mean, if there's like, we're not learning from our mistakes at all, then we'll definitely get, it'll say, okay, there'll be a point where we're like, okay, we're gonna go to the place we don't want to go instead of being in heaven. So and some of the UFOs and stuff like that, that they've had, and that look like they're the biblical angels, with is basically, so like basically aliens, angels are like one and the same almost, because it's just a different interpretation, just because of the fact that religion is subjective. Everyone has their own beliefs and things, but if you're truly religious, then you believe like doing good, the karma stuff. You don't want to do bad things and things like that. And naturally, that's what we do. We should be doing. Or there's a lot of people that just don't. I believe that like we should go back to when money wasn't that important. Like, it was more about like the farmers would help grow crops and the thing and stuff like that. Then you would have a baker that would bake food. You'd have a seamstress. Everything would, and the community would, everyone would have a job to contribute to the town or the area as a whole. Like, we wouldn't just be, thinking of ourselves and just, hey, I'm rich, I don't care about this person or not. And the sad thing is, the people that are poor will give what little they have to help other people from struggling. And the middle class will do the same. But like the higher classes, a lot of them don't care. It's like they got the money, and it's just, I want more and more and more. It's the greed. You just can't stop. And the people that have little are appreciated for the things that they have. So it's kind of like the old saying, it's harder for a rich man to get to heaven than it is a poor person, because the perspective that the rich have and stuff like that. But I'm not saying all rich people are like that. It's just there are more people that are rich that don't have the same priorities or structure that the average person has. And another thing that divides us is politics, obviously, because everybody has their own side they're on, and that divides us a lot. And to me, politics is a way to cause conflict with one another when we should be all working together and have the same values. Like, we all want the good quality of life. We don't want to be suffering and all that, but it's, one side's right, one side's wrong. It's just, and what makes it bad is it's the ones that are corrupted that ruin it for everyone else. There's always that corrupted. There's no side that's, this is a yin and yang. There's no, it's just not good. And so yeah, there's that. But yeah, I just was like, had a theory I was thinking about that if we could try to figure it, it's like weird, but my theory is, if we can think of something nice to happen to someone that we know or don't know, just find their name and see if we can subconsciously, when we're awake or asleep, or either way, or even both, and see if we can the thoughts that we give out will actually happen. So like you could say, hey, but nothing too greedy, like be a millionaire or something like that. Just something, like good things to happen to people. Because I seriously don't think if everybody was rich, then it would I don't know, wouldn't be good either. I mean, if everyone was on equal standing grounds, it would be great, but because you don't want to have everything. Because if you had everything, you'd be bored. In my opinion, I think. But like me myself, I would like a full-time job at the library. That would be my thing I would really want. And that would, and then just to get a house with my fiance and have my friend that's in Indiana not have to struggle so much and all that stuff. But yeah, so it's pretty much just kind of what I want. And I wish my fiance didn't have to work 2 jobs. Like I wish she could just enjoy like having a weekend or something, or 3 days, just to actually enjoy instead of just worrying about working and then coming home and sleeping and repeating the process and then driving me around because I can't drive. And I just wish that there was some way to and I just wish there I also wish I had more people to play board games with and stuff too. Like I just seen these people that have like that get to game like once a week or something, and it's hard for me to get people to game because I'm in an area in Flat Rock where there's not a lot. I can't drive, so I can't go to like anywhere I want to go to meet up people or whatever, and it's tough. So yeah, that would be my thing. I would like those things. And then, of course, I wish everybody could be healthy, and it would be nice if there was a cure for cancer. But if there was, it probably cost a lot, or only certain people would get it, and so just don't think they're gonna want to. They don't want to cure anything because that. The way that medicine works, it's like because it's there's no money in a cure. It's because basically once you cure something, be able to cure, it's just the point where it's like the medical professions they lose in their mind. They'll lose their business because if everyone's able to be able to find a cure for everything, then there's no reason to be. There'd be no medicine like that right now. It'd be like, oh, no, there's no need for it, They got a cure for everything. They put the medical business out of practice, so they don't want that. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what the three eye atlas, and I wish I had a telescope though, so I could, because I'm very like fascinated with the stars and astronomy, astrology, and dreams and things like that. And it's an eye opener. There's so much in the world that we don't know. It's like, it could be a simulation. Familiar with the life, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, basically. The Earth is created by interstellar beings. It's a simulated computer, and all the creatures on it are all were created to basically find the answer to life, the universe, and everything. And then as soon as they were able to figure out the answer, which was 42, they needed to find out the question for it, so they had to create another computer, which was the Earth. The Earth was the bigger one to actually figure out the question, so the answer would make sense. But in the meantime, the Earth gets destroyed because the Avogons, a race, decided they needed to build a hyper highway bypass through the planet, and Earth was blocking the path of the hyperspace highway, so they destroyed Earth. And the book is really interesting because it changes how you look at things. If like, because mice are supposed to be the most intelligent beings, and the second one was the dolphins, and we're not as intelligent. And basically, the dolphins were smart enough to know Earth was getting destroyed, so they left Earth. And their message was so long and thanks for the fish, and we misinterpreted it as something else. And yeah, so yeah, it's a pretty interesting read. Definitely, like, that was one of my books that I got turned on into through college. A professor was talking about it because if if you got closest, whoever got closest to a number would get a bonus point on their grade, and then he said it was 42, and he said what it was based off, and then it was rather interesting for that. But yeah, my brain keeps coming up with all these thoughts like, hey, what if we're actually asleep and we're not quite awake yet? That's why everything feels so surreal all the time. Then we're sleeping. If we're 9 times out of 10 when we sleep, we don't have as many nightmares usually. We have like these great dreams, and we're like, is that either a glimpse into the future that we're gonna eventually get, or is it the reality the actual reality, and we're just stuck in purgatory? There's just so many questions because there's no answers. It's like, it seems like the more technology we have, the less we really get to know, because we make things more complicated with technology and things. It's like, albeit we find more things out, but at the same time it opens up more questions than it does answers. I mean, we flip flop so much we go from like Pluto as a planet to not a planet to where some people still think the Earth's flat, to stuff like crazy theories like the spaghetti monster, stuff like that. I don't know, it's just so crazy. But if we're gonna but this is how vast the universe is. We gotta realize that we're not the only beings in there. I mean, even deep depths of the oceans, we got all these fantastically weird creatures. They're alien-like. I mean, those could be aliens as well, because they're not like us. So anything, in theory, anything that's not quite like us is alien-like. So, and it's amazing how smart octopuses are and stuff. They're a lot smarter than you think, and a lot of the creatures are pretty bright. There, studies have been shown that plants actually have sensories like we do. They have eyes, they have ears, nerve endings. So talking to plants actually helps them grow. And if you're positive, if you cut them, they experience pain. So They've done all kinds of strange resources and stuff. But yeah, I really think that this world is just amazingly weird in good ways and bad. Because just it's something. I don't know. Just makes you think. But time will tell if what this Atlas thing is, and depending on how we approach it, it will depend probably on what answers we get. So I'm just hopeful we play it cautiously, be smart about it, be very open, and not think, oh, it's a threat, let's destroy it. Because if it was a threat, we would have already been, our planet would have been destroyed. Because if you look at the moon has been hit by asteroids and stuff like that, and it only goes like so deep. So that the moon, in my opinion, is, if it was like something like Earth or made of the same material, it would be destroyed. So like I said, that's why my theory of it being an outpost or a base makes more sense, because it's just the material, and it's not something like we find, and the elements we have. I mean, there's a possibility that each element came like diamonds. I forgot what, I think it was Neptune or one of them. It rains diamonds, and that's probably where we got our diamonds from. Some of it just got hit by a comet or something, and or a few times, and it just got dragged to Earth, just like a lot of our elements probably did. I mean, so each planet had probably has, may only be made up of one or two elements, maybe been just out of sheer coincidence and such, like whether it's religious, God created Earth, or it was just somehow just came into existence. I mean, either way you look at it, if you like to be how amazing Earth is, because it's of all the creatures and the diversity we have. You got us humans, we've got animals, we got microbes. There's a whole bunch of stuff that even things we haven't even discovered yet, living on this single planet that's made up of a whole bunch of different elements, and it all works together for a whole bunch of species to live together. So to disqualify aliens living on Earth, to Bigfoot and all that, it just, you can't rule it out. It's just all the stuff that, and the more we explore the outer, get to see of the universe, we realize how much smaller we really are compared. We're basically just like a pebble in a big giant pond, and then the pond, and then it's bigger and bigger. Like, the more we figure out, we realize we're smaller, so the pond becomes an ocean becomes an entire universe, of everything. It just we cannot just answer everything, and I'm hoping someday we'll have some answers that actually, that's substantial and solid. But I think if we even did that, a lot of people would still question it. Because we can have the answer right and staring right in our face, and we'd still would say, well, this doesn't seem quite right. We'd always question it. So, but yeah, that's pretty much, so hopefully this episode was interesting. Like I said, I just have so many thoughts that just are running through my head that it's just hard to just piece everything together. It's just, It's kind of why I call this the Totally Pointless Podcast, because it's just like my brain's just constantly thinking of things, new ideas, thoughts, and just I'm cramming everything into one because I just can't, like there's just so many unusual things out there. Finding more and more interesting creatures in the deep blue sea, We came the deepest, darkest oceans. We don't have the equipment to survive being down that deep. And they're thinking that the more deeper you go down, there's no oxygen. I don't think it's the oxygen that's the problem. I think there is oxygen. It's the pressure that kills you. It's not the lack of, because the oxygen is there. It's just the pressures. You can't take in the oxygen because the pressure's crushing you. We're not built for like that much pressure. Same with when we go up, it's the same. It's the pressure. It's not so much because there is oxygen up there. It's just our bodies just can't handle the environment to take in the oxygen and not absorb the other chemicals and gases that are up in space that we could filter out. There's just no way to filter it all out. Like, we can't. If we were like literally to explore, let our be in a space suit and just drift, we would run eventually, because like I said, our oxygen tanks can only go so long. So we would have to like do like a chain, like go so far, build a station, go so far, build another station, just constantly, and it's just not. And then we have to worry about the different planets, is the sun producing radiation, too much heat, too cold. It's just there's too many factors. It's like the Icarus flying too high, and then the wings are melting and you collapse. You can only. It's like we just have limits, and they're there for a reason. We're just if we were meant to go that far, we go that far. So that's why I think we had to figure things out. A lot of the knowledge, technology that we used to have, we lost because there was no way to. The language barriers were different back then, or lack thereof, and lost languages. It's like you can't, like, you could have like a Jew drawing like an X and a Y, and you know what it means, and then if that culture or group of people all die out, that is lost. So the new generation has to start all the way over from scratch, creating another language and stuff. So we don't have like a way to, like, because it's all guesswork. A lot of the languages, we just like, this symbol means, we think it means this bird and this feather means this, and that's what it means. But we could be completely wrong with our interpretations and stuff, because it's all guesswork. Even like when you get a translator program, it's not always 100% accurate. Now, it would be interesting if we had the Babel fish, that's from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That would be nice. That would make things pretty easy, and at the same time, it would cause a lot of problems too. Because if you couldn't, people would know exactly if you're talking bad about someone in a different language, they knew every language, then they'd pick up on it. So everyone would have to learn to not say things. The old saying, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. We'd have to literally go to that if everyone understood every language out there. Because anything you'd say that would offend someone will literally offend someone if they could understand every language spoken. If you could speak every language, and hear every language, it would be very difficult. Especially hearing, like, petting a cow or something, and it's actually telling you I love you, and it's like you're like, it's like you feel awkward. It's like, I love you, I want you to marry me. It'd be kind of freaky. So anyways, thanks for listening to this episode of the podcast. Hopefully we'll have some more soon. Another episode of some other topic. If you have any topic suggestions that you would like me to discuss or ramble on, put them in the comments below, and I'll do another episode. Until then, I have other ideas. So normal episodes, like I said, that's just whatever pops in my head. If I want to read poems or whatever, it's like I said, this podcast says it all. It's a totally pointless podcast. So once again, thanks for watching.
There's a podcast that I listen to, though I really shouldn't do, with a budget tied to sixpence and production skills askew. He warned me in the jingle that it's rubbish through and through, but I clicked upon that play button. Oh, what a silly fool! It's a waste of precious time. Every single paradigm he discusses UFOs and aliens with reasoning sublime. From the meaning of life to dreams so bright, he rambles on for hours in the dead of night. The theme song said don't bother, but I stayed for every line. Now I'm stuck hearing you've been warned. Lord, I've lost my bleeding mind. First he'll chat about the cosmos, then he'll pivot to a dream where the host met Elvis flying in a bright war machine. Then it's aliens and angels with a dash of Marmite cream, while the microphone keeps crackling like a broken washing machine. It's a waste of precious time. Every single paradigm he discusses UFOs and aliens with reasoning sublime. From the meaning of life to dreams so bright, he rambles on for hours in the dead of night. The theme song said don't bother, but I stayed for every line. Now I'm stuck hearing you've been warned. I've lost my bleeding mind. The sound quality's atrocious, and the research is quite sparse. They once claimed that Jupiter was really made of glass, but somehow